David didn't remember how long he had been staring at this white wall. Maybe 3 days or 3 weeks. Time at this Rise Up Mental Health Recovery Center didn't seem to follow the rules of the sun. It was measured by the small pills in a paper cup, by the bell signaling mealtimes, and by the suffocating silence inside his head. David once had it all. A stable job, a nice little apartment, a few friends he could call close. Now his all had shrunk to exactly what he could wear on his body. He had lost them, not to a natural disaster, but to a long chain of wrong choices, of lies he told himself, and a downward slide that he couldn't or wouldn't stop. The tremor started in his little finger. It was the old friend that always found him at this time. A reminder that his body was screaming for the thing his reason knew was poison. He clenched his fist, trying to suppress it. Useless. The tremor spread to his wrist, then his arm. He felt like a puppet with its strings cut, but still being jerked around by a cruel, invisible master. He's starting to shake again, a voice whispered outside the door. David buried his face. The shame was worse than the tremor. The person who entered wasn't a nurse. It was Mr. Hung, the center's counselor. Mr. Hung didn't wear a white coat. He just wore a faded, oatmeal-colored shirt and trousers. He carried a small teapot. He didn't look at David's tremors. He looked at the wall. "What are you looking at it for?" Mr. Hung asked, his voice calm. "It's not going to pay off any of your debts." David didn't answer. He hated how people tried to understand him. "Getting clean is like building a house," Mr. Hung said, pouring a cup of tea and placing it on the table. "You can't build the roof before you have the foundation. You're trying to do the impossible by making this tremor stop immediately." "So what do you want me to do?" David snapped, his voice hoarse. "Nothing," Mr. Hung sipped his tea. "I want you to be busy." He pointed toward the common room. "Part of the therapy here is learning a new skill. Don't care what you learn, painting, basket weaving, or even just learning to fold your clothes perfectly straight. An idle mind breeds demons. We have to find something to keep it busy, so it doesn't have time to think about those other things." David glanced over. One corner of the room had a few easels. Another corner had yarn and knitting needles. And in the darkest corner, leaning against the wall, was an old acoustic guitar. A few strings were slack, the varnish scratched. When he was young, David had dreamed of playing the guitar. He had begged his parents, and they had bought him one. He practiced for 2 weeks. His fingers hurt. He couldn't play the F chord. He quit. He always quit. That one, David pointed at the guitar. He didn't choose it because he liked it. He chose it because it was hard. He chose it because it was a symbol of his past failure. If he was already a failure, at least he wanted to face another failure head-on. Mr. Hung nodded, unsurprised. "All right, it's yours." That night, in his private room, David and the guitar stared at each other. The cravings and despair were at their peak. His hands were still shaking. He placed the guitar on his lap. It felt cold and foreign. He tried to place his fingers on the fretboard. His fingers wouldn't obey. They were like twitching worms. He tried to pluck a string. The sound that came out was jarring, a dry thwack. Rage flared up. This feeling of helplessness. He had been helpless as his job slipped away. He was helpless as his friends turned their backs. And now he was helpless before these 6 damn strings. "Useless!" he roared. He raised the guitar, ready to smash it against the white wall. He wanted to see it break into pieces, just like his life. "Wait!" The door opened. Mr. Hung stood there, still holding his teapot. He wasn't alarmed. He just looked at David. "Go ahead, smash it," Mr. Hung said, his voice still calm. "After you smash it, I'll just bring you another one tomorrow. This center has plenty of old guitars, but whether you smash it or smash yourself, it's all the same. When you wake up tomorrow, you'll still be an addict, still a failure." The words were like a slap. David froze, the guitar still raised. "You're asking for too much, David." Mr. Hung walked in, sitting on the edge of the bed. "You want to run when you don't even know how to crawl. You want to play music while your hands are still shaking." He pointed at the guitar. "Learning this is just like getting clean. You can't get clean all at once. You can only get clean, just for today, only today." David lowered the guitar. His breathing was heavy. "I can't do it." "Correct. You can't play music, but you can do something else." Mr. Hung took a small notebook and a pen from his pocket. "Right now," he said, "don't think about playing music. Think about a goal for the next 5 minutes. What can you do?" David looked at Mr. Hung like he was an alien. "I don't know. Stare at it." "Good, but not good enough," Mr. Hung smiled. "Pick it up. Sit properly. Your first goal, I'm giving it to you now. hold this guitar for 5 minutes. Just hold it. Feel it. No pressing, no plucking, and most importantly, don't smash it. David thought it was ridiculous, but he had nothing left to lose. He picked up the guitar. He set a small alarm clock next to him. 5 minutes. The tremor was still there. He had to use his right hand to steady the neck so his left hand wouldn't slip. He focused on the wood grain, the scratches. He thought about the tree that made it. He thought about anything except the craving. Beep, 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 time was up. He exhaled as if he had just survived a battle. He hadn't smashed it. Good, Mr. Hung nodded, as if David had just done something monumental. He opened the notebook. Goal 1 completed. Tomorrow, Mr. Hung said, your goal will be to tune all 6 strings correctly. I'll bring you the little machine. The real battle began. Tuning the guitar was torture. David's trembling hand turned the tuning peg, making the strings wail pitifully. The electronic tuner just kept flashing red. It took 2 days, a total of 6 hours, just to get all 6 lights on the tuner to turn green. When the final E string my finally chimed, ting, on the right note, David closed his eyes. It was the first correct sound, the first harmonious sound he had heard in months. He wrote in the notebook, Bowl 2, completed. Mr. Hung didn't teach him music theory. He just taught him how to break down problem. Don't try to learn chords, he said. Learn fingers first. And so David's goals became ridiculously small. Place index finger on fret 1, string 2, hold for 1 minute. Goal 4. Press index finger down hard enough so the string rings tang when plucked, 10 times. His fingers blistered. This pain on his fingertips felt strange. It was a clean pain, a pain with a purpose. It wasn't the agonizing, filthy pain of addiction. David realized he liked this pain. It reminded him that he was still alive and that he was trying. His notebook filled up day by day. It wasn't a journal of feelings. It was a dry work report. Day 15, goal, learn G chord, attempted 50 times. Success rate all 6 strings ringing, 10/50. Note, pinky still hitting E string by mistake. Day 21, goal, change from G chord to C chord in 5 seconds. Result, 8 seconds on average. Note, need to practice slower. Day 30, goal, play G-C-D7 chord progression. Result, completed 10 continuous loops without stopping. David's tremors didn't disappear completely. They were still there. But now, he had something to command his hands to do. When he focused on placing his fingers in the right spot on the fretboard, the tremor seemed to have to make way. He began to realize something. Recovery, just like learning music, isn't a miracle. It isn't a eureka moment where everything suddenly becomes okay. Recovery is waking up in the morning and deciding to tune the guitar again, even knowing it went out of tune overnight. Recovery is accepting that you'll play it wrong 9 out of 10 times, but still playing that 10th time. Recovery is completing the small, boring, repetitive goals, day after day, until those small things add up to something big. David had been at the center for 90 days, the day he was allowed to leave. His belongings were packed in a single backpack, still the same clothes he wore when he arrived, but now they were washed and pressed. He looked at himself in the mirror. Still the same face, but his eyes were less cloudy. His hands still had new calluses from the guitar strings, but they no longer shook uncontrollably. He walked past the common room. Mr. Hung was sitting there, still with his old teapot. The guitar was leaning against the wall. David said nothing. He walked over and picked up the guitar. It wasn't a stranger anymore. He didn't play a flashy rock song. He didn't play a high-speed solo. David began to play. His fingers moved with certainty. Not fast, but steady. He changed from G to C, then D7. The sound filled the silent room. It was a sad tune. It held regret. It held pain, but it was no longer desperate. The melody was steady. David played, his eyes closed. He wasn't playing for Mr. Hung. He wasn't playing for anyone. He was playing to prove that he had completed the final goal in his notebook. Day 90, play one complete song, from beginning to end. Do not stop, even if wrong. He strummed the last chord and let it ring in the air until it faded to silence. Silence filled the room. Mr. Hung nodded. That's good, son. David looked down at his hands. It's still so sad, sir. Mr. Hung smiled gently. Sadness is fine. Life is like that, as long as it's steady. You see, your playing is steady now. Your life can be too. Just walk steadily. David stood up. He placed the guitar back in its spot. You keep it for the next person, David said. He didn't need the guitar anymore. He had what he needed. He slung the backpack over his shoulder. In his jacket pocket, he clutched the notebook. The first page for tomorrow was already written. Goal 1. Wake up at 7 a.m. Fold the blanket.